Good morning, everyone, and welcome to THG News Today here at THG Network. We're programming for Tuesday, May 14th. My name is Mervyn Henley, your host, and I'm happy to be here with you this morning. The news, of course, is powered by Carl & Sons on St. Martin and Thesis on Nevis. Before we get started, for those of you who have not yet subscribed, especially if you're a first-time viewer or listener to THG Network, I ask you right now to please, I encourage you to subscribe so that you do not miss any news, information, weather, entertainment, what have you. Interviews, we have it all here on THG Network. Now let's get right into our news this morning, and we begin with news out of Anguilla. Attorney Tara Carter has penned a compelling letter to Sir Timothy Antoine, Governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, ECCB, regarding the recent turmoil surrounding Republic Bank Anguilla Limited. Now, this is saying Republic Bank Anguilla Limited, but this is a recent turmoil across the Caribbean. It's just not Anguilla. But of course, Tara is from Anguilla, so she's speaking as far as Anguilla is concerned. Yeah? In her missive, Carter highlights grave concerns regarding the bank's decision to debit the accounts of over 400 customers, citing a litany of infractions and demanding immediate intervention. The letter, dated May 8th, 2024, outlines a series of alarming revelations regarding the bank's conduct, including purported irregularities in audits, misleading communications regarding account discrepancies, and questionable loan practices. All of this sounds like a big lawsuit for the bank. Carter, a former member of the Anguilla Financial Services Commission, brings a unique perspective to the table, having served in various capacities within the financial sector. Key among Carter's concerns is the apparent lack of transparency and accountability exhibited by Republic Bank Anguilla. She raises pertinent questions about the veracity of the bank's audit processes, the nature of a systemic error disclosed by the bank, and the implications for customer accounts. Furthermore, Carter emphasizes the erosion of trust and confidence among customers, warning of a potential banking crisis if left unaddressed. The urgency of Carter's appeal is underscored by the looming specter of economic instability. Drawing parallels to past financial crises in Anguilla, she implores Governor Antoine to take decisive action to restore faith in the banking system. Carter's letter serves as a rallying cry for regulatory oversight and consumer protection in the face of corporate malfeasance. In closing, Carter calls upon Governor Antoine to intervene swiftly and decisively in the Republic Bank Anguilla debacle. With the livelihoods of countless customers hanging in the balance, she underscores the imperative for prompt resolution to avert further financial fallout. The ball now rests firmly in the court of the ECCB authorities to heed Carter's impassioned plea and uphold the integrity of the region's banking sector. Tara Carter was a guest of my show. That was last Friday. She was here with Melissa Maku-Niles and Anushka Romney, and they were here to discuss the banking issue. The interview is right here on this YouTube channel. You can check it. I believe we have almost over 2.5 thousand views for that interview. So folks are definitely interested in following what is happening here with Republic Bank. I know the focus is on Anguilla, but it happened all across the islands. Your accounts weren't debited at the time when you did a point of sale. So what did they do one morning over a year, 2 years? They combined, according to them, they combined all those monies that they did not debit your account for. And one morning people wake up and they had no monies on their account. But that's not the customer's problem. That's not the customer's problem. That's a Republic Bank's problem. And they need to resolve it. And they need to take responsibility and accept responsibility instead of putting it on a customer. You announced billions and billions and billions of dollars in profits. In April 29th, that's what you stated in a press release. You bragged. And on that same glorious morning, when you announced your billions in profits, you took off all these monies off people's accounts just like that. And and it's like you're saying to them, well, accept it, you guys. It's our money. We found out when it was too late. But let me ask Republic Bank a question. You do audits all the time. So I need to understand, if you're doing your audit and you pass all of these audits that you're doing, they're okay according to the regulations and everything. So how did you pass your audit with thousands of customers and the accounts not correct? So what did you do with your books? All those financial statements? Because obviously, if you're doing an audit, you'll recognize these issues. But this issue has been going on for a number of years. So how are you able to pass your audits? How? Tell me. How is it that your financial books were in order and now we have this issue? How is that possible? In my mind, I am thinking something was cooked up somewhere. So we're opening up a whole can of worms as it relates to the Republic Bank. And I believe the more they hold out on this, I believe the more time they allow to pass without action being taken, it will get more messy or whatever it is for the Republic Bank. And I'm curious to see, I know the Anguilla Premier, he made a statement and he was not too pleased. So I'm curious as to see how the OECS member states, as far as their leaders are concerned, to see how they will address this. So that is that on that end. Nonsense. What's my next story? Sorry, my Republic Bank just took me off course there because it's really upsetting and heartbreaking to hear all of these stories from people and they act as if they do not care. They act as if, oh, well, shut it down. I mean, shut down the bank in Anguilla because they're acting as if they don't care about their customers. You just want their money. You just want all these fees. And the people are not getting any satisfaction. Not even a letter you guys want to accept. Out of order, disrespectful. Let's continue. Let's look at news out of Jamaica, right? So in Jamaica, Fiona Fang's legal troubles began in January when her 3 pit bulls attacked a neighbor, causing severe nerve damage to the victim's eyelid and multiple bite wounds. And even though this happens in Jamaica, I have selected the story because there are too many stories about pit bulls across the islands attacking innocent people who are just outside minding their own business, people who are exercising, people who are just walking by. And you just have your pit bulls just attacking people, just jumping fences, getting outside. And I mean, come on. Fiona Fang's legal troubles began in January when her 3 pit bulls attacked a neighbor, causing severe nerve damage to the victim's eyelid and multiple bite wounds. Fang appeared in St. James Parish Court on Thursday, charged under the Dogs Liability for Attacks Act. She's been represented by an attorney at law, Chimo Paris. According to court documents, the incident occurred on January 18, 2024. Follow me. And at 6 a.m. in the flanker community in Antigua Bay, St. James. It is alleged that the complainant was on her way to deal with some paperwork related to a new job. She passed by a neighbor's house and noticed several pit bulls on the property. While engaged in conversation with a neighbor, she suddenly observed one of the dogs aggressively approaching her. She picked up a stone with the intention of throwing it at the dog, but before she could do so, the dog held on to her face. Other dogs then jumped at her, attacking and biting her all over her body. She managed to get up and try to flee before being taken to the hospital. The complainant reportedly sustained bites on her right eye, right forehead, right side, right foot, left elbow, right hand, and multiple scratches. During the hearing, attorney at law Laura Williams Salmon, who was watching the proceedings on behalf of the complainant, informed the court that her client has since seen a specialist and has been quoted $670,000 for corrective surgery on her eye. The lawyer explained that while her client's vision and eyeball are fine, the nerve in her eyelid has been completely damaged and she's unable to lift her eyelid without using her hand. What do you mean lifting her eyelid? So let me try lifting my eyelid with my hand. I mean, oh, come on. She also stated that scars she had received needed to be addressed. The complainant, who had one eye closed, was granted the opportunity to address the court. She said that following the attack on her, the dogs attacked other individuals who fortunately were able to flee. When the presiding judge inquired as to what had been done about the dogs, the investigating officer told the court that he made contact with the owners on multiple occasions to persuade them to control the dogs. Really? So the officer, that's what you do? Just go and tell them to control your dogs and that's it? So you did not shoot them? And hear this part. Persuade them to control the dogs on multiple occasions, but they made no effort to do so. The judge then questioned Fang, who is on bail. She's the dog owner. about the information presented to the court regarding the dogs allegedly still roaming the streets. She flatly denied the claim. Meanwhile, Paris said he was not aware of such a complainant. The court clerk then informed the court that other corrective surgeries were required, but that a cost estimate was not yet available. Case was subsequently set for mention on May 28th, and Fang's bail was extended. So here you have it. 3 pit bulls just dragged the woman's face. And now she has to go through all of this. And this is something, again, I know of a recent situation in one of the islands. And this is something, again, that has been happening in the Caribbean islands where these dogs, these pit bulls, I don't know what they give them. I don't know what they feed them, right? I don't play with dogs. I have one in my neighborhood, and the guy, when he's walking his dog, when I'm doing my morning walks and stuff, he would say, "Oh, don't worry. It's just a service dog." I don't even know what that means. Well, I know what that means, but I don't care if it's a service dog or whatever the case may be. I don't want anything to do with dogs. I don't want anything to do with dogs. And then sometimes you go by your neighbor's yard or whatever, you're passing, and they will say something like, "Oh, the dog don't bite." Really? There's teeth in the mouth. What do you mean don't bite? Let's continue with the news. News out of St. Maarten. Minister of Tourism and Economic Affairs and Transport and Telecommunications and all that good stuff, Grisha Heyliger-Marten. She's out the gate, boy. Grisha is moving like a whirlwind. Let's see if she can keep that up. She met Friday, May 10th with market vendors to hear their concerns about the proposed new marketplace. The market project had already been awarded to J&J Construction for a total of 1.2 million guilders. However, many of the market vendors were not satisfied with the design. During the meeting, the vendors highlighted the lack of storage facility for their wares, as well as the need for better lighting, bathrooms, and security. They also requested security, which could include cameras and guards who would patrol the grounds after hours. They also called for a groundskeeper who would ensure that the place is always kept clean. In addition, the small business folks informed the minister that the design could be more attractive to blend with the overall beautification plans for the city. The market vendors also asked the minister to ensure that the material used for the stalls should be durable to withstand hurricane, wind, and rain damage. Boy, I tell you, these people, these vendors, these market people, they have a lot of demands, boy. They have a lot of demands. Minister Heyliger-Marten, who was accompanied by top officials of her cabinet, exchanged feedback and suggestions with the vendors regarding how to enhance cooperation and improve the overall market experience for consumers. Based on the insights gathered from the vendors, according to the press statement, we will conduct a comprehensive analysis of market trends and competitor activities to inform our strategic decision-making process, the minister said. And he goes on and on about this marketplace. Yes, I understand that it's a hot topic. Well, it is a topic on the island, but I do not believe, this is just me, Mervyn Hanley, saying this. Yes, it is needed. Yes, the plays need to be in a proper keeping and all of that, but I do not believe it's priority. I do not believe that should be the number one priority. And since the minister has been elected, well, sworn in rather, which was about a week or two ago, all that I think she's focused on right now is the marketplace. And I believe there's so much happening in tourism. And this is just me. I do not believe that is supposed to be the number one priority at this time. That's just me. That's just me, okay? And speaking of St. Maarten, look at this video, guys. I do not have the story yet, but just look at this video right here. We have taken off the sound because of profanity, but the person who shot the video, he was begging the police to get off of the guy and to leave, just to take it easy. Yes, you're going to take him away. But look at this video. Look at it. You see, this smacks of police brutality. Look at it right there on St. Maarten in Backstreet St. Martin. Look at it. I mean, yes, I'm sure we're going to get a statement from the police and all of that. And they're going to tell us they're investigating and we take things, we respect the rights of citizens. We're going to get that press release, I am sure. But look at that video. Should never happen. And finally, in our news this morning, on Saturday, May 11th in Antigua, the police executed several search warrants in the Grace Farm, Five Islands, and Nut Grove areas and seized large portions of controlled drugs, firearms, ammunitions, and suspected stolen items. During the search of a property at Five Islands, the police confiscated a portion of cannabis and several cases of alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages. I'm reading that. This is the part I want you to get. A 14-year-old girl who went missing for more than a week was also found on the said property. A 24-year-old man was taken into custody and is assisting the police with their investigations. So they just went on a regular search warrant just to see what these guys have on their property or whatever the case may be. And a girl that was missing for over a week, a 14-year-old, she was right there. I guess we'll know more about the story. That's all they said. And I'm sure we'll have a follow-up of that story. I don't know what happened to these young people nowadays. I just don't get it. That is our news for this morning. The news, of course, was sponsored by Carl & Sons on St. Maarten with 2 locations on the island, on the Punfill and in Coal Bay. And, of course, Feezers on Nevis. Do join me again tomorrow morning, God's willing, at 6 o'clock Atlantic Standard Time for a similar presentation. The news will be here all day, so folks can watch or listen in their leisure time or while you are at work. Have yourselves a blessed and wonderful day. I am Mervyn Hanley.
Carl & Sons have been serving the people of St. Maarten for over 40 years. And the food and service get better and better. From early morning, customers flock to the bakery for their favorite sandwiches, cakes, pastries, you name it. First thing at mornings and last thing at afternoons, folks rush to Carl & Sons for simply the best. There are 2 locations, Coal Bay and on the Punfill. In Coal Bay, the opening hours are Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. On Saturdays, 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. And on Sundays, 6:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Opening hours on the Punfill, Monday to Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, 6:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. We also cater for weddings, parties, special events, whatever the occasion. It's Carl & Sons. Our staff, we are always happy to serve you. Call us today, the Coal Bay location, 721-544-2462. That's 721-544-2462. Or in Phillipsburg, 721-543-1059. That's 721-543-1059. It's Carl & Sons Bakery. We are here to serve you. Nevis, satisfy your sweet tooth at Feezers, the coziest spot in Charlestown, known for its mouth-watering ice cream and dal parade. We are open Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Come in and sample our patties, sandwiches, air-fried wings with fries, hot dogs, rotis, and now our famous smoothies, in all flavors of course. And don't forget to try the famous bus-up shut and saltfish. It's Feezers, located at the entrance to the Cotton Ginnery Mall in Charlestown, Nevis. They're also available by phone, so place your order by calling 1-869-665-2458. Don't ask about the rest, just try the best.